Hi virtual passengers, Captain Keller speaking, and welcome to my first flight on the virtual British Airways network. So I do love the British Airways livery, it's amazing. So I've joined the virtual British Airways virtual airline and I've picked a route today flying from Lyon up to Heathrow. I have changed the time to daytime because I'm obviously flying at night in the real time, and there's nothing worse than not being able to see anything in a video. It's kind of pointless. I'm not going to be using any air traffic control today. I have checked and there's nobody on, so we're not going to be missing out on anything, but I am using FSLTL. So all the planes that you can see around me, including all those EasyJets behind me, are actually currently, the time is now 20 to 8 on Tuesday evening, are currently sat at Lyon ready to go. So what we're going to do is go in and start setting the plane up. But first of all, let's have a look at the flight plan. So to begin with, we'll have a look at the sim brief plan. So the sim brief plan is relatively straightforward actually. There's just a lot of directs. So if we have a look at the PDF here, it doesn't really give you a huge amount because it's a British Airways flight plan, so it's quite difficult to understand. So we'll just go back to this one. So as you can see, we're direct to Busil, Amaro, Momil, Bagby, Scissor, and then we're finally on the Airways up to Heathrow, where we're going to be using the Alice 1 hotel arrival. Our cruising altitude today is going to be flight level 360 or 36,000 feet. And passenger wise, I'm just having a look to see if I can see anything from a passenger point of view. Fuel, we need 49 tons or 4917 kilos. So 4,917 kilos. I'm just having a look. Cost index is 0. I'm just trying to see if there's anything on here that tells me about the passengers. So just bear with me while I have a quick look through. I have looked through one of these before and it doesn't really furnish me with information. So let's have a look on here. That's my alternates. That's the waypoints and the wind. Takeoff weight 65.8 tons. That's the waypoints and the approaches. So let's have a look, see if I can get past all the maps. Okay, here we go. Right, so let's have a look, see if there's anything down here about passengers. Doesn't look like it, so we'll have a look on SimBrief and see what it says when we set everything up. Not on SimBrief, on the tablet. So let's go back up to the top, and I'll be using one of these two windows when I get round to putting in the flight plan. 0 fuel weight, airtime, block fuel 4917, cruise at 380. There's the flight number, but there's nothing on there about number of passengers by the looks of it. Okay, so we'll just have to work that out as we go. So we've had a look at the sim brief plan, so let's have a look at the Sim Toolkit Pro map. Let's bring that up now. Okay, straight up basically, so we're taking off into pretty much a bang on headwind, which is good, 7 knot headwind, and then we basically depart on a northerly route and we avoid all of the air traffic control all the way up to London. If we have a look at Navigraph, right, so we're using runway 35 left, which is here. So a nice easy short taxi, straight up and then off we go. And then from an arrival point of view, we're using the Alice 1 hotel arrival, which is this one here. And it's RNAV, and then I'm sure there's some ILS. So if we have a quick look on here, let's see if we can pick up an ILS. So we are landing on runway, just go back on here to here, we're landing on runway 009 left. So if we have a look on the 09 left arrivals, or approaches, sorry, runway 09 left, there you go, there's the ILS. So we will pick that up. There we go. So we need to be at 2,500 feet at final approach fix, and then it's a flight straight down the line. So from Alesso, we are then going to be flying. There's the runway there. I think that's Biggin Hill. Yeah. So we're going to be flying off to the east so that we can then come in and pick up the ILS. So hopefully everything's going to go well today. We will find out as we go. So without further ado, let's look at setting up the aircraft. So the first thing we need to do is let's start to get the passengers boarded, shall we? GSX, so let's get the jetway in. And while that's doing that, I check the voltage on the batteries, they're fine. We'll turn the external power on, turn the 2 batteries on, the crew oxygen supplies, they'll be in a minute, and the ADs. So 1, 2, 3. We'll turn on the fly pad. While that's loading up, we will just increase the lighting on the display so I can actually see what's going on. And we've got a glass jetway today, so we should be able to see the people coming in, which would be good. Okay, excellent. Import it from SimBrief, see if it will then, and let's have a quick look, see if we can see how many passengers we've got today, payload. It's not telling me, okay. So we'll wait for GSX, that'll tell us how many people that we need to load in. I don't think there's anything on here that'll tell me. Nope. That's fine. Briefing. Maybe the briefing will tell me. 168 passengers. Excellent. So might as well put that in now. So 168 passengers. It's giving me a zero fuel weight of 58,460. I need a fuel weight or zero fuel weight of just over 61. So if I put in 600, so if I put in, let's have a look, 56, 556, 2,556. 2,000, so that's 5,076. To do some quick maths there. 61,016, bang on. So I've got a 61,016 zero fuel weight, and I've got a centre of gravity of 36.24% because I'm going to need that. Okay, right, let's start getting everybody boarded, shall we? GSX, request boarding. Let's go into the fuel, put in the fuel. So fuel wise today I need to have, according to my SimBrief plan, 4917. So 4917, real time fueling. Put that on. Okay, what we'll do is we will now arm the emergency lights, put the no smoking signs on. So that's done, waiting to go. Brilliant. Okay. So carrying on through our checklist, SimBrief done, batteries done, arm emergency lights, no smoking sign, turn the nav lights and the strobe on. So let's turn the nav lights on, we won't turn the strobe on. That just tells everybody it's a live aircraft. Let's board the crew, and you'll start seeing them walk through that glass bit in just a minute. Entered the fuel, so I might as well request the refueling as well, I suppose. GSX, request refueling. GSX, request catering, and GSX, request baggage. There isn't one. Okay, but there you go. You can see the crew are starting to walk through there now. Hopefully that should come up with reload SimBrief. Yes, I know I'm too late. I want to try another time. Okay, right. Let's have a look. It's only because I booked the flight on the virtual airline this morning, so it's picked up the wrong time for starting, but that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay, all right. Crew's boarded. Here come the passengers. So hopefully you'll start seeing them come through there in just a minute. Done. Right, let's start setting up that plane. So FMGC, air rack is in prime date. Initialization. So we are going from departure from LFLL. or Lima Foxtrot Lima Lima, and we're going to Echo Golf Lima Lima. There is none, that's fine. Clear that. Let's do an IRS initialization, align on where I am. Thank you. Okay, flight number today is British Airways or Speedbird 360. I think it's 360. 365. 365. Cost index today is 20. Oh, it's only boarded one passenger. Cost index is 20. Cruise level today is 380. I think it's to do with the sim brief. So, with regards to the GSX only boarding one passenger, it hasn't picked up the sim brief plan. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we can do with just one passenger. It's not a problem. Okay, zero fuel weight today is 61016, so 61.016, and centre of gravity is 36.24. Block fuel today is 4917.917. That's that done. Okay. Done that. Done all of that. Okay, let's get the weather. Weather request send. Brilliant, because we've got to wait for that to come back. And then we'll do the flight plan. So company message, that was quick. Return and receive messages. There's the METAR print. Alright, okay, while we're here, let's set the QNH. So we've got QNH of 1033. Don't know why this, I don't know why this has started to go on hectopascals, but there we go, 1033. And we might as well, because I don't know what any of the limits are, we might as well just set our cruising height to 38,000. Because I don't know what any other restrictions are that we've got. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is go in and put the flight plan in. So, flight plan. What I'm going to do is put the flight plan in, and I'll come back to you all again afterwards. Speak to you soon. Welcome back, everybody. So the flight plan has now all been completely input. I've even taken advantage of not using any ATC because I've even put in the approaches. So if I just run through the flight plan with you, so we go direct to Busil, and then effectively we just head northwest all the way up to the UK, and there you can see this is where we start to pick it up. So we're going to come in via Biggin Hill, Epsom, and then we're going to do almost a 180 degree turn, pick up the ILS for runway 09 left. So hopefully everything is going to go smoothly. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so that is all done. I've input the cruise level, so that's good. So what we're going to start doing now, the rumbling you can hear behind me is the catering trucks. So what we're going to do now is set up the performance of the aircraft. Performance, so we're going to go on to Sim Toolkit Pro, and we're going to get the calculator up and running. Okay, so we go to live map. Oh, and nope, there's still no ATC, so we don't need to worry about that too much. So today we are in the A320. We've got a gross weight of takeoff weight of 65829. Close the service door. Okay. It's done by the looks of it. Let me just check. Yep, it's done. So that's the catering done, and the refueling is just happening at the moment. So we've got a takeoff weight of 65.829 tons. So 65.829 kilos. Centre of gravity 36.24. Flaps 1, no, don't need to have anti-ice because the weather is 4 degrees, so that's fine. And let's have a quick look. No visible moisture, it's clear air, so that's good. So we don't need to worry about anti-ice. LFLL. And we are taking off from runway. I don't know why I keep forgetting what runway we're taking off from. We are taking off from runway 35 left. 35 left. QNH 1032. What have I got it at? 1033, close enough. Okay, right, calculate. So we have got a V1 speed of 148, rotate speed of 148. V2 speed of 151. I'll put the transition altitude in just a minute. Thrust reduction is at 1500, that's fine. We're flexing to temp 66. And we've got flaps 1. And we are down 1.7. That's done. Transition altitude for Lyon. Just pick a chart, doesn't matter which one. Let's do a SID, let's pick that one there. Transition altitude is 5,000. Excellent, that's done. Okay, right, let's just check to see if there's anything else we need to do on my checklist. So performance is done. Transition altitude we don't need to worry about. Seatbelt sign is on. Right, we're pretty much ready to go. So let's get rid of the jetway. We will turn on the APU. 1, 2, 3. Wait for that APU to become available, and while we're waiting, might as well prepare for pushback. Prepare for pushback. Excellent. Okay, right. Set transponder to auto, TCAS to transmit receive. We will put the ground spoilers. Okay, I'm just waiting for the APU to become available at the moment. As soon as that's available, we'll be ready to go. I'm going to try and remember to record my flights today. Okay, APU is now available, so we will put that on, turn off the external power. See what GSX is waiting for now. There we go, just coming in. Excellent. Put the engines onto ignition. Right, let's see which way I want to go. So I want to be nose left. Okay, so nose left, tail right. There we go. Right then guys, I'm going to push back taxi to the runway, so I will catch you when I'm holding short of the runway, and we'll go through the final departure procedure. Speak to you shortly. Welcome back virtual passengers, we've done the taxi, we're now holding short, so I'm just going to turn all the lights on. So on, landing lights need to come on, light goes to takeoff. That's fine. Okay, parking, automatic brakes set to maximum. Signs are on. Cabin check. Done. Okay, flaps to takeoff and takeoff config. Flaps to takeoff. Takeoff config. Everything is looking good. Flight directors are on. 38,000 is set for the altitude. Constraints are on, and we're going to climb up to about 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, and then we're going to get cracking. So here we go. Let's. Why is it saying I've got flaps 2 on? Got flaps 2 on? No, flaps 1. That's fine. So flaps 1, good. Okay, so let's get the recording software recording. Now then, let's get into the air, shall we? Okay, park and brake off. Just a quick check around, make sure nobody's coming in. Nope, good news. Nobody's taxied ready for landing or for taking off. Good. So I'm not cutting anybody up. Got my predictive wind shear off, so I'll turn that on in just a minute. Just get lined up. A little bit of braking. Okay, nicely lined up. Stop. Okay, parking brake on. Predictive wind shear on. Lock the cabin door, which I should have done all of this earlier. Okay, here we go. So, on the toe brakes, parking brake off. Throttle up to about 40%. Make sure they're running okay. Engine run up stable. Flex to takeoff. Speed tape is alive. 80 knots. V1, rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up, autopilot on. Thrust reduction to climb. Flaps up. And off we go. Off we go to the UK. Ignition to off. Ground spoilers disarmed. APU off. Nose light off. Autopilot is on. Okay guys, that's us off the ground, leaving Lyon. Look at that beautiful livery. So guys, enjoy the cruise, and I'll see you when we're on the final descent into Heathrow. Welcome back, virtual passengers. We're just about to turn onto the final approach for the runway. So here we go. We're just hopefully going to be picking up the ILS in just a moment. Yep, so arm approach mode. That should now get us on the ILS, and there's the runway there. So we're doing 09 left. So we've captured the ILS. Just need to slow down a bit more. Speed brakes out. Flaps full. Landing gear down. In a minute. So we're just reaching final approach speed now. Speed brakes out. Go back in again. We're well below the localizer. I'm going to take over control now once I finish this turn. Localizer. Okay, I have control.
$2,500.
2,500 check. There's Windsor Castle. Landing gear down. Flaps full. Check. Ground spoilers armed. Check. Just watch the altitude as we're just approaching the ILS now. Localizer. Check. Approach mode. Check. On the glide slope. Slightly back.
1,000.
Puppies, 2 white, 2 red. Slight crosswind in from the right, 500 check. Bang on glide slope. 2 red, 2 white.
400.
It's one of the motorways, I'm not sure which one.
300.
On the M25, 300, check.
100 above.
100 above.
$200. Minimum.
Minimum continue.
100.
100.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Retard. Bit floaty.
5.
Reverse is set. Weren't on the centre line, but overall good. 60 knots. Reverse is off. Manual braking. And we will exit off to the right. quite pleased with that landing overall. Quite smooth. Considering I was doing quite a bit of it on the manual, I wasn't expecting to do that. Okay, so we vacated the runway. Parking brake on. Flaps up. Ground spoilers disarmed. APU started. Landing lights off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heathrow. I hope you enjoyed that flight. As I say, my first flight with British Airways. So thanks ever so much for joining me. There's still plenty of content planned for this year, so keep tuning into the channel. And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like. It will certainly help the channel. So until next time, take care. Bye bye.